is you got the most beautiful city in the whole entire country. The university is absolutely, looks like it's out of a storybook. It's just beautiful. People are incredibly genuine and extremely nice. It's just a place that obviously I'd want my kids to go to school. And it sells itself. You don't have to sell anything about this place. You just got to get them here. You know, the old field of dreams. Yeah. Build it and they will come. It's already built.
The #1 undefeated Volunteers prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and yesterday the news came out. Tennessee scheduled a home-and-home series with Washington in 2029-2030. Thought about making a video about it. Not a whole lot to say. Doesn't really have that strong of opinion. I mean, we're 7 years away from this taking place. But one of you left a comment, said there was an article out there, asked my thoughts, my opinion. Is this a mistake? Is this one big mistake by Vol football to add this home-and-home with Washington? We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. As always, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that like button. Just hit that little thumbs up below the video. It's free, it's quick, it's easy, it helps the channel, and we would appreciate it if you enjoy the content here. Also, if you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts, we're not insiders, we are fans just like you. So if you enjoy what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. We do have a big interview tomorrow, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope you guys will join us for that. We're going to be talking about the Spire Sports Group and how they are impacting the NIL for Tennessee. So I hope you guys will hang out, be very informative, and then we'll have a regular show after the interview. But let's jump into this article. Again, one of the listeners asked me to make this. This is from Fansided, allfortennessee.com. Tennessee football made a big mistake by adding Washington home and home in 29 and 30. This is written by Caleb Calhoun. He says, call it cowardice. I really don't care. The program's needs are the first priority. With the changes about to come to college football and the SEC in particular, Tennessee football is making a huge mistake when scheduling certain games so far in advance. Now, we're going to go through this. We're going to talk about it. Excuse me. But the first thing that comes to mind, it reminds me of the mindset, the type of people out there that say Tennessee should get Alabama off the schedule. Get them off the schedule. They're too good. It hurts Tennessee. You know what I say? You know what I say to all of this?
To be the man, you got to beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. And it goes back to baseball season. Tennessee and Arkansas. You know, we wanted that game. We wanted a piece of Arkansas. You want to be the man, you have to beat the man. And if you're worried about scheduling Washington, you're never going to be the man. Now let's continue to go through the article here and see what Caleb has to say. Let's read his argument. Maybe some of you guys will agree with him. He goes on to say here, UT reached an agreement to face the Washington Huskies in a home-and-home, according to UT Sports. They will host Washington at Neyland Stadium on September 1st, 2029, but visit them on September 7th, 2030 at Husky Stadium in Seattle. It says unless they meet the bowl before this, this will be the first two matchups between the schools. He goes on to talk about this follows scheduled matchups at Pitt in 2022, at BYU in 2023, at home against the Sooners in 2024, and a home-and-home with Nebraska in 2026 and 2027. Tennessee football also has two neutral site games against Syracuse and West Virginia in 2025 and 2028, respectively. It says all those were forgivable, though, as they were largely agreed upon before the new changing landscape. That changing landscape refers specifically to the SEC, which is about to add two teams in 2025. One is, ironically, Oklahoma. The other would be the Texas Longhorns. He goes on to say, sorry, but with the league getting that much tougher, it makes no sense for the Vols at this moment to be scheduling Power 5 teams like Washington so far out. We have no idea what the Vols division or pod in the SEC will look like by that point, depending on how the league formats the schedules. The same could be said about everything. When you look at Washington being a Power 5 school, Yeah, they had some success under Steve Sarkisian. He started to get things going in the right direction. He took over in 2009 after a Washington football team went 0-12. He built them up, got them going in the right direction. Chris Peterson comes in, really does some nice things for Washington, but then Chris Peterson retires and the wheels kind of fall off. They've got a new coach coming in for 2022. We don't know what Washington is going to look like in 2029. We have no idea. But the thought of playing a Power 5 team, what gets you more excited? A home and home with Washington or Bowling Green coming to town? Tennessee Tech coming to town. What gets you more excited as a football fan? What gets you more excited as a competitor? I'd go back. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And if Tennessee can't beat Washington, then it's not going to matter what pod they end up in the SEC. He goes on to talk about the schedule here. What happens if the SEC expands to 9 games and UT is in a pod with Alabama and Auburn? Or with the Georgia Bulldogs and Florida Gators? Heck, what if the league expands to 9 games but just moves Alabama and Auburn over to the East? Things could get extra brutal for the Vols. Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Auburn. Are we really scared about scheduling Washington? It's the SEC. It's the elite conference in college football. To be the man, you got to beat the man. It doesn't matter that they scheduled Washington. Why are we talking like we're scared? Let's go compete. Let's get better. Tennessee's been down for a long, long time. Hopefully Josh Heupel has this program headed back in the right direction, but this article sounds like somebody that is living in fear. They are terrified of competition. If we want Tennessee to return to what Tennessee is supposed to be, we don't run away from a team like Washington. We don't fear a Power 5 team. Goes on to say the future unknowns about conference scheduling isn't the only reason the Vols should be avoiding a team like Washington. Such a change of pace during the schedule is another reason. This one specifically refers to them traveling to the Northwest in a regular season matchup. Anyway, I agree with that point. Don't disagree with what he has to say there. Last fall, I applauded the Vols for getting rid of the Army Black Knights on their 2022 schedule. Army still runs the triple option, and that change of pace when preparing for a brutal SEC schedule this day and age is too much to deal with. Well, the same thing holds true with going to a different part of the country. I disagree with that. I think that is two completely different things. I don't think that really impacts your preparation that much, maybe a day. I actually agree with him here. I wanted Tennessee to get that Army game off of the schedule, and it's not for fear that Tennessee can't beat Army. It's more of a time to prep. You got to spend so much time working on that triple option that it takes away from what you're trying to do the rest of the season. So maybe I'm being a hypocrite. Maybe I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, and maybe I'm a little scared too. It says Labor Day in 2030 will be on September 2nd, meaning that September 7th matchup will at least be the second game of the year for the Vols. Already a dramatic change for them to have to go play in that weather and in that time zone. However, this goes back to the new SEC schedule. If the league moves to 9 games, that's very possible the Vols begin SEC play the week after visiting Washington. That's not an adjustment they need to force themselves to make. I think we're getting a little over-analytical here, maybe. Maybe we're over-analyzing just a little bit, Caleb. The bottom line is if Tennessee is on their way back, we can't worry about a team like Washington. We can't worry about whether or not Alabama or Auburn is going to come into a conference with Tennessee. I'm interested to see how those pods, shape up when it's all said and done. But one thing for certain, I want Alabama on that schedule every single year. It's rivalry. It's what makes college football great. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Did the Vols make a big mistake or not so much? To be the man, you got to beat the man. You agree, disagree? Hit that comment section. Let me know. If you haven't done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, check out the official merchandise of the Talkin Vols Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. Any and all support greatly appreciated. I'll drop the link to that in the description below if you want to pick up some merchandise. Again, it's bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hope to see you guys Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Talkin Vols Live. But this is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The songs how like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking